Hello, boys and girls. We are going to talk a little bit more about our reading strategy, visualizing. Good readers use the words and pictures on a page to visualize what's happening in the story. Visualizing is making pictures in your mind, and it can help you to better understand the story. Let's use this story this week to see how we can visualize. As I read this text, the red soil was hot and dry and cracked. I closed my eyes and imagined the sun shining down on me. It's hot, and everywhere the soil is hard and cracked. The last time I was in a very hot place, my skin got dry and I was very thirsty. I didn't like that feeling at all. I read here that a raindrop splashed and Rhino said, "The rain is here." After being so hot and dry for so long, I could picture in my mind and imagine the rhino's excitement. I can see the excited look on his face as he thinks about the porcupine, the zebras, and the baboons. I picture him running to go tell the lion about the rain. Here it says, then the rain stopped and everywhere long feathery grasses grew from the soil. I can shut my eyes and I can think of the feel of the grasses and the smell of the grasses where there used to be dry, dusty, hard soil. I can imagine how happy and excited the animals are to have the grasses growing, because a lot of these animals will eat on the grasses, and so they need that. Okay, now we're going to go on and talk about the type of story that we're going to read today. This is a fantasy story. Fantasy stories are fiction, meaning that the author made up the events. In fantasy stories, some of the events could never happen in real life, such as the animals talking. Let's look and see how we know this is a fantasy story. A porcupine sniffed around. Here, the author made up this porcupine to tell the story. The characters in fantasy stories are not real. The author made them up. The porcupine says, "It's time. The rain is coming. I can smell it. I must tell the zebras." In real life, animals don't talk using words like that, so we know this is a fantasy. Here is the porcupine that's doing the talking, and that porcupine is one of the animals that the author made up, because we know that a porcupine can't really tell the story, can she? And here's where she's talking, and we know that doesn't happen in real life. Here it says, the lion spoke in a deep purr. Yes, the rain is here. Can you visualize and picture in your mind the lion talking? Now, do lions really talk in real life like that? No, so we know this is a fantasy. Okay, let's start to look at our story now. This is the cover of our book, and we're going to flip to the title page. Remember, the title has the name of the book, which is the title of the book, and the author and illustrator on it.
Rain. Written and illustrated by Manya Stoyik.
So Manya Stoyik is the one who both wrote the text, the words, and she drew the pictures. That's why it says written and illustrated by. Let's start listening to the story, but before we do, there's a couple of words that we have to know what they mean. One is cracked. If something is cracked, it is broken. And two is a water hole. A water hole is not a puddle like we might think it is. It's a big pond where the animals go to drink water.
It was hot. Everything was hot and dry. The red soil was hot and dry and cracked. A porcupine sniffed around. "It's time," she whispered. "The rain is coming. I can smell it. I must tell the zebras." Lightning flashed. "The rain is coming," said the zebras. Porcupine can smell it. We can see it. We must tell the baboons. Thunder boomed. "The rain is coming," cried the baboons. Porcupine can smell it. The zebras can see it. We can hear it. We must tell the rhino. A raindrop splashed. "The rain is here," said the rhino. Porcupine smelled it. The zebras saw it. The baboons heard it. And I felt it. I must tell the lion. The lion spoke in a deep purr. "Yes, the rain is here. I can smell it. I can see it. I can hear it. I can feel it. And," he sighed, "I can taste it." It rained, and it rained, and it rained. It rained until every river gushed and gurgled. It rained until every water hole was full. Then the rain stopped, and everywhere long, feathery grasses grew from the soil. Every tree began to sprout fresh, green leaves. "I can't taste the rain now," purred the lion, "but I can enjoy the shade of these big, green leaves." "I can't feel the rain now," said the rhino, "but I can lie in the cool, soft, squelchy mud." "We can't hear the rain now," shouted the baboons, "but we can eat fresh, juicy fruit from the trees." "We can't see the rain now," said the zebras, "but we can have a refreshing drink from the water hole." "I can't smell the rain now," whispered the porcupine, "but I know that it will come back again when it's time." The sun shone over the plain. It was hot. Everything was drying out. The red soil was hot and dry. A tiny crack appeared.
Thank you for listening to the story with me today, boys and girls. Have a nice day.